Hi everyone, I'm Alex.
And I'm Sean.
And we're the Homeward Bound group, and we work out of the Advisors Living Real Estate Office in Andover, Massachusetts.
And today we're going to be talking about a few home improvements you can do, getting your house ready for the spring and winter market, because we are, the end of January?
End of January, the last day of January, in fact. So this is a really good time to be talking about this, because even if you're not going to sell until the fall, it's still a good time to take a look at your house and figure out what sorts of improvements you should be making to it so that you can get the biggest return on investment, and that will help you sell at the top of the market.
And sometimes some of these repairs take a little time to get somebody booked to do it. So if you're trying to get a roof repaired 2 weeks before you list your house, it's probably not going to happen. So
it's definitely good to plan ahead. So we're going to be working off the National Association of Realtors report. It's called the 2022 Remodeling Impact Report. It is from 2022, but these stats probably haven't changed much. If you want a copy of the report, just let us know and we can send it over. But this report is divided in two sections. One is the interior improvements and then exterior improvements. So we're going to be talking about the top improvements from each category that will yield the biggest return on investment. So the first project on the list for the interior improvements is refinishing hardwood flooring. And the return on investment for that one, according to this report, is 147%. So that's a pretty good return on investment for that one.
yeah, I mean, if you walk into the house and the floor is a little scuffed or a little bit grubby or a little bit worn, maybe the dog tore it up like our floor, having somebody come in, resand that floor and put a new finish on it, it's a quick, easy repair, and it's
very cost effective, which is probably why the return on investment is so high. Because the next one on the list is putting in a new wooden floor, and that's 118%. So that is a little bit more expensive, so that's probably why your return on investment is a little
So you're going to be
lower.
much bigger out-of-pocket expense. It's going to take a lot longer for them to do it. It's a lot more invasive on you as the seller. And you're still going to do a good return on investment. For every dollar you spend, you're still going to get more of it back. But it's a little bit tougher to do. And if you can just refinish it, great, refinish it. But if you've got deep stains, deep gouges...
Or if you've refinished your floor, 3 times?
You can typically sand a floor 3 times. Do a deep sanding. You're going to take about 1/8 of an inch off.
Yeah, you might not be able to take any more off, and you'll just have to replace the floor.
What's another great interior repair?
Well, the next one isn't very exciting, but it's 100% return on investment, and it's insulation upgrade.
Now this one shocked me because I've never thought about insulation of the house, and my clients never asked me about the insulation on the house. But if you're marketing the house as having updated insulation of the walls, updated insulation of the attic, and maybe you have a report showing your cost efficiency, like how much your monthly bills are going to be because you have better insulation, that's going to make somebody want to jump on your house over the next one if they've got 2 or 3 options.
And you definitely have to market that, because it's not one of those things that a buyer is going to notice when they walk into a home.
No.
So it's definitely something to emphasize in the listing. And people are going to be excited about that because energy costs are so high lately that it is definitely a big plus.
Yeah, and the reason I think it has such a high return on investment, at least around here, is we have what's called Mass Save. And they give great discounts on the insulation for the house. We took advantage of it. I think we insulated our whole house, was it $700, $800?
Oh gosh, I don't remember how much it was.
It was pennies.
Much.
I couldn't have done the work myself for 1/3 that cost. So definitely something you're gonna, even if you're not moving, get it done.
Yeah, if you live in Massachusetts, definitely take advantage of that. I'm not sure what discounts they have right now, but it's good to look into. The next one, do you want to go over that one? The basement conversion?
Yeah, so this one shocked me because I remember when I first got into real estate, everybody said, you don't get great return on investment for refinishing your basement. It doesn't help sell the house. They said it doesn't really improve anything. But in this, what did they score it at? Was it 80?
86%.
Yeah, 86%. That's a great return on investment. So if you've got the option of refinishing your basement or say potentially, redoing your deck, it might make more sense for you to refinish the basement or update the basement, turn it from an unfinished basement into a finished basement.
And it specifically says basement conversion to living area. So I take that as not necessarily a bedroom, but more of a
living space. So game room, media room, but living space. So you're not just taking a basement that's a laundry room and storage and making it nicer laundry room and storage. It's turning it into living space.
Right. Next on the list is closet renovation, which also shocked you. Me too, actually, and that one's at 83%. I didn't think that would be a top item.
Well, it's one of those weird things where I notice my clients never ask me about the closets. They're always saying, what's the condition of the kitchen? What's the condition of the bathrooms? What's the neighborhood? What's the street like? But then when we walk into the house and they see an updated walk-in closet.
And then they buy the house because of the closet.
Oh my God. I sometimes, it's not just the wife. It's the husband or the wife. One of them won't leave the walk-in closet. They're just like, oh my God, this is so great. I can't believe.
They just want to move in right there.
And I'm like, it's a closet. We can do this for a few $100, or we can have California Closets come in for a few $1,000s, do a great closet. But it doesn't matter. It really helps sell the house.
Yeah. Then we've got attic conversion to a living area, 75%.
Yep. So if you've got a walk-up attic, but it's unfinished, and you can turn that into living space, let's say either adding windows. Obviously, if you have to add dormers to it, it's going to decrease that value because dormers are expensive to put in. But as long as it's just a matter of doing the drywall, insulation, upgrading the electric, and making it a living space.
Well, it'll increase the value, but it'll decrease the return on your investment.
Correct. Significantly, though, because once you start cutting into the roof, that's expensive.
Right. Then we've got complete kitchen renovation, and that's 75%.
Now, when they say complete, they don't mean down to the studs, but they mean new cabinets, new countertops, new appliances, new floors. It is a significant remodel, and it will cost you, I don't want to say dearly, but it's going to cost you a lot.
It'll cost you quite a bit, yeah. The kitchens are expensive, so that's why the return on investment for that one is 75%. And the other items give you a bigger ROI.
And what you're going to see a little more often is next on the list, which is just
the kitchen upgrade, and that's 67%. And that's probably because you're not doing much to it, so you don't get a huge return on investment, but at least you're not spending as much as on a complete kitchen remodel.
Yeah, and you're making your house a lot more sellable when you do that, because when they walk in, they always say kitchens and bathrooms. So when they walk in, sure, you didn't replace the kitchen cabinets, but you had a professional come in, sand them, refinish them, replace the hardware.
Yeah, if you have decent wooden cabinets like we do, but they're starting to wear a little bit, you can get away with refinishing them and they're still going to look like great wooden cabinets.
Yeah, so instead of spending 20 grand to replace them, you spend 2 to 3 grand to have somebody paint them. And that's huge. Or just putting in new countertops. Don't get me wrong, countertops are still expensive, but if you're just got a nice enough cabinet, you can get away with putting in a countertop and replacing your dishwasher and fridge, definitely consider doing it.
Then we have just a couple more. Adding a new bathroom is 63%. I would have thought that would have been a little bit more than that.
Well, it costs a lot to put it in. So when you add that extra bathroom, the house becomes more sellable. You're going to get more offers, but they're not going to be these higher offers because of that bathroom. Because when you're adding a bathroom, you're not just tying into existing plumbing. You could be running vents, drains, and plumbing line 10 feet, 20 feet, 50 feet. There's no telling how far you have to travel that stuff. So your construction cost is going to be a lot higher than if you're just renovating a bathroom.
Well, and putting anything in from scratch is going to be a lot more.
And then simultaneously, let's say you're adding a master bath, which is probably going to get you a little bit better return on investment than a regular bath in the house. You're now shrinking the size of a room, either the master bedroom, a closet, or another bedroom. So sure, you're adding that bathroom, but you're stealing space from somewhere else.
Last one is adding a new primary bedroom suite, and that's at 56%.
Yeah.
That can't be cheap.
Right, and that's why. So again, you've got that master bath that you've added to the house. People want it. They're going to be more likely to put an offer in, but they're not going to be putting in an extra $100,000 because it has a master bath. So you might spend putting in a really nice master suite with walk-in shower, soaking tub, double vanity. Like you've just really put in something beautiful. Yeah, you might spend, don't laugh, you could spend 60 grand doing something like that, and you're not going to increase the value of the house 60 grand, but you are going to get offers quicker.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It will probably attract a lot more buyers, and you might get a bidding war going, and that might increase what you end up getting in the end anyway.
And then we've got some few projects for the outside of the house.
Yeah, so these ones aren't as exciting as the interior projects, at least I think they're not as exciting.
I always say curb appeal sells a house. The first thing they see is the outside of their house. They pull up and they see your front door, they see the exterior, they see the roof, they see the landscaping.
So landscaping is actually not on the list, which is
a little strange.
Shocking. That might have been a separate section in the report that I just didn't get to. It's possible. But I think landscaping is definitely one of the exterior projects that is worth doing if you don't have very good curb appeal.
You know what it is? It's probably because we're doing return on investment. So you could be spending $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on landscaping and not add a dollar value to the house. You're definitely adding value to the house. but the return on investment number-wise will be very low, but your house is going to be more memorable, and they're going to be putting the offers in on that house. So
you're just gonna attract more buyers, because when people look at the listing online, it's kind of like when you're looking for a date, right? You want
you're looking for dates.
you're looking for a certain look.
Hold on. We're married now. You're not dating.
So if you're looking online,
I'm a little nervous.
So if you're looking at the listing online,
Yeah.
That's going to draw people in.
Yeah. One that shocked me was they had front door as one of the options.
Yeah, but
it's not
that's
the number one
not
option. So
number
we'll
one.
down.
Yeah, so
What's the big one?
Number one is roofing,
Yeah.
and that's no surprise. Nobody wants to move into a house with a leaky roof. So if you have a really old roof that is at the end of its lifespan, it's probably a good idea to replace it. Because if it is at the end of its lifespan, people are going to offer less.
And it might not be a huge expense. I mean, if you're got a 1,400 square foot house or a 1,500 square foot house, swapping that roof out might be $5,000, $10,000. It's not going to be breaking the bank. Now, if you've got this 4,000, 5,000 square foot colonial with 3 or 4 pitched roof, yeah, you might be looking at $20,000 to replace the roof, but you're going to get all of that back.
Yeah. Replacing the garage door is the next one on the list. That's at 100%. I don't know if I mentioned it for the roofing, but that's also at 100%. Yeah. And then the next couple are the siding. So the first one is fiber cement siding. That's at 86%. After that, it's the vinyl siding, 82%.
Yeah, now I would have thought that vinyl would have been lower than, say, cedar, but we didn't even see cedar siding on the list. And that's probably because the cost of the cedar siding for the return on investment might not be there. But again, that's going to depend on the town you're in as well. This is like a broad scope. So if you're in a high-end town, let's say you're in a Lexington or a Newton or an Andover, those towns have, we call them a certain clientele, and they expect certain things. And usually they're not looking for vinyl siding. So actually putting vinyl siding on those houses might decrease the value, whereas you may have been better off putting the cedar siding on. But if you're looking in, say, town with a price point a little bit lower than that, you're definitely going to get great return on investment for vinyl, because vinyl is a great siding. It can last 50 years, as long as you don't...
Durable.
Yeah, just don't play baseball against it. It's going to be fine.
And then after that, we've got vinyl windows, wood windows. The first one at 67%, the wood windows at 63%, so they're pretty similar.
Yeah, I personally love wooden windows over vinyl windows on the inside. I think it adds a lot of value, but just putting in new windows is huge.
Yeah.
And I would turn the camera around and show you our old garbage windows that we're going to be replacing soon. You would go, yes, you should replace those windows.
Yeah, we should really replace those windows. They're from the 1900s.
Yeah, but I have way too much respect. When you say 1900, she means early 1900s.
Like 1900.
Yeah.
I don't mean 1900s. Yeah. Then we've got steel front door, and that's at 63%.
This is the one that shocked me. Like, I thought just painting the door would be good enough, and I've done it on a lot of houses. I just had my clients paint the doors, but I didn't think there'd be great return on investment for a steel door. But
I think it probably depends where you live.
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing it's for security reasons. If you live in the city, that might be a good investment, but if you live in the sticks like we do, I don't know. I'm not sure how much value that would add.
I mean, I guess the steel doors, they're going to be insulated. They're going to be a better weather protection.
Yeah.
They're not going to rot out. They're going to last longer than a wood door potentially. I just like a wood door. I'm going to ignore that one. I'm going to stick with the wood.
If you want to change it to a steel front door, go right ahead. We're going to leave our wooden doors. And then fiberglass front doors, the last one at 60%.
And I see that in a lot of new construction homes. I think a lot of builders are putting in the fiberglass doors on your mid-grade to upper mid-grade houses. But again, the high-end houses, I'm seeing wood doors. I'm not seeing metal doors. Wood doors. I'm a big wood door guy.
One thing that you can do that we did a couple of years ago is repaint them.
Yeah.
Like if there's paint chipping or they just don't look very fresh, just repaint either to the same color or change up the color completely.
Yeah, and this is something you can do yourself. You don't have to hire someone to do it. The door comes off, you just pop 3 hinges, put it on a sawhorse, sand it, paint it, let it dry, even get a heat gun to help it dry a little bit quicker, and put it back up. And when you come home the next day, you're going to like, damn, I did a good job.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, your house pops when you put a nice, fresh, clean coat
I mean,
of paint on there.
as long as the color is a nice color
pink.
that goes...
Do not do hot pink for your front door.
It's got to be maybe not necessarily a neutral color, but it has to go with the rest of the house.
Yeah.
We did yellow doors with a blue paint. on the outside, and you wouldn't think that that goes well together, but it actually does.
Yeah, so it's a very dark blue, and then it's this bright, it's almost like an orange yellow, and the door just absolutely pops.
It really does, and it makes a huge difference. A lot of people commented after we did that it looks awesome.
And I don't think they were just being nice. I think they actually liked it.
No, I don't think so, yeah. So make sure when you're doing that to get a few color samples and just take a look to see what looks the best.
Is there anything else on the list we can...
No, that's it.
So now that we've gone over the list that the National Association of Realtors thinks you should do, I'm going to say kitchens and bathrooms and flooring sells houses. So if you can do those three, I'm going to be a lot happier as the listing agent if we can get those done. And as the buyer, I'm going to love it if my clients can come in and they can get a brand new kitchen, brand new bathrooms, and brand new flooring, because they can move in right away and not do anything that's going to disturb them living in the house.
Yeah, and obviously most people are on a budget, so I know we rattled off a lot of different projects. There's no way that we could take all of those projects on, and I'm sure most people with a budget can't either. So like Sean said, prioritize those things, and you will definitely see a pretty big return on your investment.
And figuring out what's best for your house, you're going to need me. So you're going to have to give me a call. I'm going to have to come over, take a look at the house, and we'll pick the 2 or 3 best items that we really should do, and then we're going to get as much done as we possibly can before we list the house.
And he knows what he's talking about. He was in construction for 20 years, so really take advantage of that. He has some really good pointers that he gives his clients.
Yeah,
and even if you're not a client, we're happy to go over and give you some pointers.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things that you've just never done yourself. You're intimidated by it, and I can just talk you through it in 2 minutes. Go, look, it's not that hard. Just pop the door off of the 3 hinges. Let's sand it and paint it. There's a lot of things you can do that you don't think you can do.
All right. I think that's all we had to say for today. We'll see you in the next video.
All right. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye, everybody.